Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda and I just started coloring this year, so it's been really a fun journey so far the last couple of months, and I thought today I would do a little color with me on this page here. Just something a little bit different, show you guys my thought process on what I'm thinking when I'm coloring. This page right here, I think it's a free download on Coco Wyo's bio. I'll try to see if I can link it down below somehow, but I think I just downloaded it from their page, and then I print out most of my pages that you'll see on my channel. I just buy my own printer paper from, like, I think I bought this from Walmart. I always have it linked in my bio if you guys are interested in the type of paper I use. It's like a thicker cardstock paper, as you can see. So that's what I like to print out all of my sheets on, and yeah, I just load it in my printer and print away, and it just comes out beautifully. I've been liking to do it this way instead of printing or coloring in my books, because that way I can just reprint it and color it over and over if I mess up, or if I want to color in a different color scheme on a different day, then I don't really mess up my books. So once I started doing that, it's been hard not to just color on these pages, and then I can also like keep track of my pages that I finished as well, a lot easier. So we're gonna color this. I thought I would just choose something that's a little bit simple, I'm hoping, because I don't want this video to be too long. So we're gonna color this page here. I don't really have anything in mind as far as like color scheme or whatever. We're just gonna go with however I'm feeling. I'm using my Ohuhu 320 set. That's what I usually like to color with. Sometimes I'll color with my tongfushop from Temu, but I think I'm going to use these today. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to make this a daytime scene, so I want to do like a nice little sunset or something back here just to kind of set the scene. So I think I want to start with that first. So I went ahead and chose these colors for our sky behind in this scene. So I'm starting with a yellow, and then we're going into a little bit of green, and then ending up in the blue. So hopefully this will be like a nice little daytime, sunrise, whatever, sunset, whatever you want to call it. I like to do shades that are very close in color, so this will like blend very seamlessly without me having to try too hard, because these colors are all very light. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to start with my yellow first. So we're doing Y050, which is Summer Lemon, and I'm just going to start. I always start with my lightest shades first, and then I work my way to the darker shades. So we are starting with our Summer Lemon, and I'm just going through. Another good thing about using these cardstock paper is that they don't bleed through to the back because the paper is so thick. But a downside of this paper is that it absorbs the ink really quickly, and it dries fast, so you kind of have to work kind of quickly. So I'm not letting that color dry before I go ahead and put this down. So I just put my green down. This is G50 Celadon Green. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up a little bit more. So now I'm gonna go into G120, which is yellowish green, and I'm gonna put that above. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be perfect, because I want it to fade into blue, so you know, I just wanted a little bit of a transition before we get to the blue. So I am going through. Now we're doing G340 Horizon Green, and that's going to be our darkest shade. And we're going to just drag that up here at the top. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my shade that I had before, and I'm just going to kind of blend again right there at the seam, and that just kind of blends them two together. And if you wanted to, you could add like a darker shade up here at the top, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. So actually this is looking like a bit of a sunrise right now, is the way that it looks. It could be a sunrise or it could be a sunset, but it's kind of looking like the sun is peeking up through there. And then let's see, I might just go ahead and do my grass and get that out the way. I feel like the grass takes the most time. It's kind of time consuming, but I think I have perfected the way that I like to do my grass these days. For my grass, I do it very simply these days. What I like to choose is just 3 shades for my grass. So I do a light, medium, and dark. So I just choose like the lightest shade that I want to be poking out at the top of my grass. So I could probably choose like, let's see. Okay, so this is what I've chose for the grass. I have my light green, my mid green, and the darkest shade. So I always start with the lightest one first. And this one is GY4 yellow green. So let's start with, let's just do a little patch here so I can show you. So I just start with it at the top. And it's okay if you drag it down a good bit, because I mean it is going to get colored up or covered up, but it kind of helps it to blend a little bit better if you drag it down some towards the middle of the bush. And then let's take our mid-tone green, and I kind of start right from the middle. It's kind of the same thing as like blending the sky, but you're just kind of doing it with the grass. So do that, bring that down, and then you're going to take your darkest green. I think this one was G270. And you start right there at the bottom and just drag that up. It's very simple. This is actually not that dark of a green, so later I might go in with a deeper green just to like add some extra shadows. I'm gonna wait for this to dry, and then I like to go in with my dots, because if I go in with my dots right now, it's just gonna all bleed together and it's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry. Let's go ahead and do this side. Alright, get my medium green here, and I like that when you're doing the bushes and the grass and stuff, it doesn't have to be perfect, because actually the messier that it is, the better that it looks. So, you know, sometimes I do it a little bit uneven like that. And then let's go into our darker green here. So we're gonna sometimes just kind of stipple it up a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for that to dry. Let's go hop back over here. This is sort of dry, so I'm gonna start doing my little dots. So this is the darkest shade too, by the way. I'm just hopping into the darkest shade right away, and I kind of drag those dots up a little bit, if you see, like that. And then I'm going to grab my mid-tone green. This is GY3. And I'm just going to add more dots right up here at the top. Just gonna mix them together. So I'm gonna grab my dark shade here, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I think I need to grab a darker green though, because this one is not really giving me the contrast that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through the rest of this so you guys don't have to sit through it, and then we'll move on to our next portion. So we are done coloring our bushes. That was easy. I'm so glad that I've kind of like fine-tuned how I like to color my grass and my bushes, because it was stressing me out before because I never really knew my technique, but doing it this way is just so easy. I think I might go back in later and add some darker colors, but for right now that looks good. Okay, I think I've chosen my colors for the bakery and the coffee house. I'm gonna do like a purple for the coffee house, and then I'm gonna do like a pinky mauve for the bakery. I don't know why. I have just been craving to do a little bit more fun colors for the buildings and then your like typical shades. So I'm gonna go in for our base color of the bakery. I'm gonna show you guys how I do my like stone, my like little faux stone work that I did in one of my videos. It was so much fun, so I'm gonna see if I can recreate it. So this shade right here that I have, it's called R12. And then I'm gonna go in with the stones in R282 and R284. Okay, so let's go in with R12 for the background here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and color this. Also, I'm noticing with this cardstock, the color is coming up a little bit different than it did on the swatch paper, and that happens because it's just a different type of paper than the swatch card that I use. So this is actually coming up a little bit more like a rosy pink, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. So as you can see, that color turned out a lot more red than I was anticipating it would. So I'm gonna let that dry. And then I'm going to go in with R11, which is this purpley color, and I'm going to do the coffee shop. So we have our little coffee shop down. So I'm going to work on the little stones over here. I'm going to take R282, which is Colocasia Torino. I don't know what that means. Okay, so for our stones, I just go ahead and like do irregular shaped ovals. So I'm gonna make these ones pretty big, kind of like this. And since it's on the side of the building, I'm gonna do some that are half and some that are like fill up the whole side like this. You just kind of do alternating shapes. So we can do one like this. Let's see. And then up here we could go ahead and do one. I kind of try to make them like, you don't want to make them perfect circles. You just want to make them kind of irregular looking. Do a little piece right here. Do alternating like that. Okay, so that is what it's looking like at the moment. I'm gonna let it dry for a second, and then we're gonna go in with the shadows a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and start with the shadows. So we'll start wherever we started, and I just go underneath my rock and create like a little shadow on half of it like that. Just like that. And I might do another coat of this once it's completely dry, but this is just the initial. I do want to create a shadow here. So sometimes I do my shadows when I'm all done, but sometimes I will do it as I go. So I'm just taking this R282 and I'm just gonna do some shadows underneath the roof. This was supposed to be an easy coloring page, and it's turning out to be a lot harder than I thought. Okay, so for the roof over here, I'm just gonna use V080 Dark Violet. Let me know, when you guys color, do you hop around or do you like finish coloring one thing? Like, do you finish coloring the building and then you move on to the person, or do you hop around? Because I find that when I color, I kind of hop around. So I'll do like the building and then I'll go back here, then I'll go back up here, just kind of all over the place. I'm gonna go back in one more time with my dark shade here and just do one more pass over these shadows because they've kind of disappeared and I want them to show up. I'm wondering, should I just go ahead and color the tires? Let's just color the tires in the same shade. Okay, so for the rest of my roof up here, I think I want to go with like a light kind of grayish color, so I'm going to choose these two. I'm going to go in with E380 Ash Rose and E400 Cocoa Brown. I'm going to start with the lightest shade and just color the whole thing. Yeah, this will be fine. And I think I want to do the sidewalk maybe the same color. I like to kind of spread the colors around the page that I use, so if I use, you know, gray at the top or purple at the top, I like to kind of use that color again somewhere in the page just to make it look a little bit cohesive and not so sporadic color wise. Yeah, I will just go ahead and do the same color for the sidewalk, so we're just gonna continue with this color while I let that dry. For the ground, I want to go in with warm gray 090. And let's see how this looks. Yeah, this will be pretty good for the ground. Ooh, this marker is really juicy because I don't really use this one ever, so it's like a lot of ink coming out. Alright, so now that this is dried, let's go back in up to the top and make some shadows on our roof. Let me see how, let's do like this. We're gonna start right there. I'm gonna do the same thing with the sidewalk. I think for this little section right here, I'm going to use this shade. It's called R284 Clove. Let me just see how this looks. Okay, I like that color. And then, okay, so for our little motorcycle, I'm choosing these two colors. We have R24 Dark Violet Light and R13, I think it's Clematis. So let's start with our lightest shade. This is like a bluish purple is what I'm hoping. Yeah. So it's a nice bright purple. That's a nice fun purple. I'm gonna let this dry down and see how it looks before I go in with my shadows. Let's grab a yellow. Let's grab a yellow and color our bees. I'm just taking warm gray 4 and coloring the rest of the bee. I didn't want to make the rest of the bee black because then you won't be able to see them. So let's just do that, and then I will outline it with maybe some white or something to make the wings stand out. So those are our bees. So I think this is a duck. I'm gonna color my duck with Y080 Lightning Yellow. Let's just see how he's gonna look with this color. Ooh, I really like this color. It's super vibrant. And then I'm just gonna take Y2 Sunflower and give him some shadows. I'll do a big shadow right there. Do some underneath his chin. Using Y10 for our little duck's feet and his beak. Here we go. I think I'm gonna do his helmet, whatever red this was, so that red will not be the only piece of red that's here. So let's do some red right here for his helmet. It's called Clove 284. Let's do that for our little boxes down here, because it's okay if these are kind of dark. E220 sand, and I'm just gonna color the bear in this shade. It's like a nice safe brown that just always looks good for the bears in these books. So let me just color him quickly. Let's do a dark green for our little bear's shoes. Yeah, we'll just do moss. This is G270. We'll just do green shoes. So I'm just gonna go around and get some shadows on this thing here. Y180, which is Shallow Orange Cafe. And because I kind of, well, ooh, this is brown. I thought it was gonna be orange, but it comes up a lot more brown, so that's okay. And let me see, I'll probably just color this the same shade. E030 Frost Blue. So let's go ahead and color the helmet. Now I can't tell, I guess I have to do the ears in the same color as the bear and not the color of this helmet. I love this shade of blue. It is so pretty. While I have this brown, I'm just going to color in some of these. I'm gonna leave a little circle so I can make a little icing in the middle, like a donut. Let's color our coffee beans. Yeah. think I am going to leave the coffee cups white. I kind of just like them how they are like that. So for the rest of the ground, I don't know, I'm not liking how the tires are so close to the color of the ground. So I want to take some black marker here, and I'm going to put some black shadow right here around our wheels, so they can kind of stand out. And also going to make some shadows up under the car. Let's do this. I'm just using black, by the way. Do some flicking motions to create some shadows down here. So the car looks like it's creating a little bit of a shadow there. Like that. Now it looks like they're actually moving. That's pretty cool. And then I do want to do some black dots in the road. So we're just going to do that. Just make some little dots on my sidewalks. Warm gray 90. And I'm just going to do some little patterns up here on this little building. Do like some little pattern here. I'm going to try a little plaid moment. I'm going in with my acrylic marker that's purple. And I'm just going to do some lines. I love doing plaid. Actually, that's kind of cute how it is like that. I kind of quite like that. Should we leave it like that? I feel like I want to leave it like that. Now let's go in with our blue, because I had an idea. I wanted to go over this. Hold on. So to do our plaid, we just do our lines like that. You want to take your next color and go like right up next to that color that you just did. So I'm taking my blue and I'm going right there. So same thing here. You really can't even see that green under the bottom, but I kind of like that. So I really wasn't feeling that green, and I kind of wanted this blue to go with the blue in the helmet, so that looks really good. Okay, so I'm taking my darkest green. This is GY43 Dark Olive, and I'm just going in, like I said, I was telling you guys, and adding some more shadows here to my bushes, just like that. That looks so much better already. So I'm concentrating it down at the bottom, and then I just kind of spread it out at the top, just like that. Sometimes I like to add in some yellow dots, and that kind of almost makes it look like flowers. So I'm just going to add in a couple yellow dots, just like that. And then we'll go in with some pink ones, just to make it look like flowers and super cute. Okay, so the way that I have been doing my my windows, I like to use my colored pencils. So this one is just white, and so you just want to go over your window, and I kind of do it like that. We're gonna go over it again with the jelly roll pen, but this I like to do first because it just kind of makes it look a little bit hazy inside of the window, and I like that effect. It's coming to life. I love what the effect is when you add in your little jelly roll, because it really just brings everything to life and lights everything up. I'm just adding some to my bushes here. I'm just adding some little animation to the bees because they are chasing them. So you want to give it some okay, that looks good. This is our first little page together. I had so much fun creating this page with you guys. We had some little missteps along the way, but I love how it turned out. I think it's so adorable. I want to say my favorite part is honestly the little bushes. I just love how the bushes look with the little dots in there. I think it came together really good, and how I did the little shadows under the, what are we calling this, a motorcycle? So let me know if you guys have colored this page yet. Definitely subscribe if you're not already, so you can see how I color our next pages. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.